Europe is often perceived as a continent of wealth and prosperity, but it also hosts countries that struggle with economic challenges. Among the nations facing significant economic difficulties are Belarus, Serbia, Montenegro, Bulgaria, and more. These countries have unique historical, political, and social contexts that contribute to their current economic status. This video will provide a comprehensive overview of the economic situation in these countries, analyzing the factors that have led to their current state and the prospects for their future development. So, here is the list of 20 poorest countries in Europe. Before we start, make sure you subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon for the latest upcoming travel videos. Here we go. Number 1. Moldova. Historical context. Moldova, landlocked between Romania and Ukraine, declared independence from the Soviet Union in 1991. The transition from a Soviet republic to an independent nation was fraught with economic instability. Economic struggles. Agriculture forms the backbone of Moldova's economy, employing a significant portion of the population. However, the sector faces challenges such as outdated infrastructure, limited access to modern technology, and susceptibility to climate change. Moldova's GDP per capita is among the lowest in Europe, reflecting the nation's economic hardships. Political instability. Political instability has been a persistent issue. Corruption scandals and political turmoil have hindered effective governance, deterring foreign investment and slowing economic progress. Migration and remittances. A significant portion of Moldova's population has migrated abroad in search of better opportunities. Remittances from Moldovans working abroad constitute a substantial part of the country's GDP, underscoring the dependency on external income. Future prospects. For Moldova to improve its economic standing, it must address corruption, invest in modernizing its agricultural sector, and create a conducive environment for businesses and investors. Number 2. Armenia. Geographical and historical background. Armenia, located in the South Caucasus region, is a landlocked country with a history marked by conflict and hardship. The dissolution of the Soviet Union left Armenia grappling with economic restructuring and geopolitical tensions, particularly with neighboring Azerbaijan. Economic overview. Armenia's economy is diversified, with agriculture, mining, and services playing crucial roles. However, it faces significant challenges, such as a lack of natural resources, limited access to global markets, and economic blockades from neighboring countries. Nagorno-Karabakh conflict. The long-standing conflict with Azerbaijan over the Nagorno-Karabakh region has severely impacted Armenia's economy. Military expenditures drain resources that could otherwise be invested in development. Diaspora and remittances. The Armenian diaspora plays a vital role in the economy through remittances and investments. However, reliance on external financial support is not a sustainable long-term strategy. Economic reforms. To overcome its economic challenges, Armenia must pursue comprehensive economic reforms, enhance regional cooperation, and foster innovation and entrepreneurship within the country. Number 3. Bosnia and Herzegovina. Post-war reconstruction. Bosnia and Herzegovina endured a devastating war in the 1990s following the breakup of Yugoslavia. The war left the country with significant infrastructural damage and deep ethnic divisions. Economic landscape. The economy of Bosnia and Herzegovina is characterized by a high unemployment rate, particularly among the youth. The industrial sector, once a cornerstone of the economy, struggles to recover from war-related disruptions and lacks modernization. Political fragmentation. The complex political structure, with its decentralized government and division along ethnic lines, hampers effective policymaking and economic development. Corruption and bureaucratic inefficiency further exacerbate these challenges. Foreign aid and investment. While foreign aid has been crucial in post-war reconstruction, the country needs to attract sustainable foreign investment. This requires creating a stable political environment and implementing legal and economic reforms to improve the business climate. Tourism potential. Despite its challenges, Bosnia and Herzegovina has significant tourism potential due to its natural beauty and cultural heritage. Developing this sector could provide much-needed economic diversification and growth. Number 4. Albania. Historical isolation. Albania experienced decades of isolation under a strict communist regime until the early 1990s. The transition to a market economy was tumultuous, marked by political instability and economic upheaval. Economic development. In recent years, Albania has made strides in economic development. However, it remains one of the poorest countries in Europe, with a significant portion of the population living in rural areas and relying on subsistence farming. Corruption and governance. Corruption and weak governance are significant barriers to economic progress. Efforts to combat corruption and improve transparency are ongoing, but require sustained commitment. Tourism and natural resources. Albania's beautiful coastline and natural resources hold potential for economic growth. Developing the tourism sector and responsibly managing natural resources could boost the economy. European integration. Albania's aspirations for European Union membership drive many of its reforms. Achieving EU standards in governance, rule of law, and economic stability is crucial for the country's future development. Number 5. North Macedonia. Historical context. North Macedonia, like other Balkan nations, has a complex history influenced by the dissolution of Yugoslavia. It declared independence in 1991 and has since faced challenges in establishing a stable economy. Economic situation. The country has a mixed economy with agriculture, industry, and services contributing to GDP. However, high unemployment, particularly among the youth, remains a critical issue. Name dispute and EU aspirations. The long-standing name dispute with Greece, resolved in 2019, delayed North Macedonia's EU and NATO aspirations. Joining these organizations is seen as a pathway to economic stability and growth. Structural reforms. To improve its economic situation, North Macedonia must continue with structural reforms aimed at enhancing the business environment, attracting foreign investment, and improving labor market conditions. Cultural and tourism assets. North Macedonia's rich cultural heritage and natural landscapes offer opportunities for tourism development, which can drive economic diversification and growth. Number 6. Belarus. Economic overview. Belarus, a landlocked country in Eastern Europe, has a mixed economy with significant state control. It has a GDP per capita that is lower than the European average, and its economic development has been hampered by various factors, including political isolation and dependence on Russia. Challenges. Political isolation. The regime of President Alexander Lukashenko has led to strained relations with Western countries, resulting in economic sanctions that have hindered foreign investment and trade. Dependence on Russia. Belarus relies heavily on Russia for energy supplies and as a market for its exports. This dependence makes the country vulnerable to economic fluctuations in Russia. State control. The government's control over major industries has stifled competition and innovation, leading to inefficiencies in the economy. Factors contributing to economic status. Legacy of Soviet era. The transition from a Soviet-style planned economy to a market economy has been slow and incomplete. Lack of diversification. The economy is not well diversified, relying heavily on industries such as manufacturing and agriculture. Political instability. The political environment is unstable, with frequent protests and government crackdowns, which deter foreign investment. Prospects for the future. For Belarus to improve its economic situation, it will need to implement structural reforms, reduce state control over the economy, and improve its political relations with Western countries to attract foreign investment. Number 7. Serbia. Economic overview. Serbia, located in the Balkans, has a transitional economy that has made progress since the 1990s, but still faces significant challenges. The country has a lower GDP per capita compared to the European average, and high unemployment rates, particularly among youth, remain a concern. Challenges. High unemployment. Serbia has one of the highest unemployment rates in Europe, particularly among young people. Corruption. Corruption is a significant issue, affecting business operations and discouraging foreign investment. Political instability. The political landscape is marked by instability and tensions, particularly with its neighbors. Factors contributing to economic status. War and conflict. The Yugoslav wars in the 1990s severely damaged Serbia's economy, infrastructure, and social fabric. Slow reforms. Economic reforms have been slow and inconsistent, affecting the business environment. Dependence on remittances. Many Serbians rely on remittances from family members working abroad, which is not a sustainable economic model. Prospects for the future. For Serbia to enhance its economic prospects, it needs to tackle corruption, improve the business climate, and accelerate economic reforms. Joining the European Union could also provide significant economic benefits. Number 8. Montenegro. Economic overview. Montenegro, a small Balkan country, has an economy heavily reliant on tourism and foreign investment. Despite its picturesque landscapes and tourist appeal, Montenegro faces economic challenges, including high public debt and unemployment. Challenges. High public debt. Montenegro has one of the highest public debt levels in Europe, which limits its fiscal flexibility. Dependence on tourism. The economy is heavily dependent on tourism, making it vulnerable to external shocks like the COVID-19 pandemic. Unemployment. High unemployment rates, especially among the youth, are a persistent problem. Factors contributing to economic status. Small market size. Montenegro's small population limits domestic market growth and economic diversification. Structural weaknesses. There are significant structural weaknesses in the economy, including an underdeveloped industrial sector. Political instability. Political instability and governance issues have also impeded economic progress. Prospects for the future. Montenegro needs to diversify its economy beyond tourism, manage its public debt more effectively, and create a more stable political environment to attract foreign investment and drive sustainable economic growth. Number 9. Bulgaria. Economic overview. Bulgaria, located in southeastern Europe, is one of the poorest members of the European Union. Despite having a growing economy, it struggles with poverty, corruption, and demographic decline. Challenges. Poverty. A significant portion of the population lives in poverty, and income inequality is high. Corruption. Corruption is pervasive and affects all levels of government and business. Demographic decline. Bulgaria faces a shrinking population due to low birth rates and high emigration. Factors contributing to economic status. Historical legacy. The transition from communism to a market economy was difficult and left lasting economic scars. EU membership. While EU membership has provided economic benefits, Bulgaria has struggled to fully capitalize on them due to governance issues. Structural problems. There are deep-rooted structural problems in the economy, including an inefficient public sector. Prospects for the future. To improve its economic outlook, Bulgaria needs to tackle corruption, implement structural reforms, and address its demographic challenges. Leveraging EU funds effectively can also help drive development. Number 10. Greece. Economic overview. Greece, a southern European country, experienced a severe economic crisis in the 2010s that had a profound impact on its economy. Despite recovery efforts, Greece still faces significant economic challenges. Challenges. High public debt. Greece has one of the highest levels of public debt in the world, which constrains its economic policies. Unemployment. While unemployment has decreased from its peak during the crisis, it remains high, especially among young people. Austerity measures. Austerity measures imposed during the bailout period have had long-lasting effects on the economy and social fabric. Factors contributing to economic status. Economic crisis. The financial crisis of the late 2000s and early 2010s severely damaged the Greek economy. Structural issues. There are significant structural issues, including an inefficient public sector and a high level of tax evasion. Political turmoil. Political instability and frequent changes in government have hindered consistent economic policymaking. Prospects for the future. For Greece to continue its recovery, it needs to focus on sustainable economic policies, reduce public debt, and create a more stable political environment. Promoting sectors like tourism and shipping can also aid in economic growth. Number 11. Latvia. Economic overview. Latvia, a Baltic state with a population of around 1.9 million, gained independence from the Soviet Union in 1991. Since then, it has transitioned from a centrally planned economy to a market economy. Despite significant progress, Latvia remains one of the poorer countries in Europe, with a GDP per capita significantly lower than the EU average. Key economic challenges. Demographic decline. Latvia faces a shrinking and aging population, which impacts the labor market and economic growth. Income inequality. The country has one of the highest levels of income inequality in the EU. Economic dependence. Latvia's economy is heavily dependent on exports, making it vulnerable to external shocks. Government initiatives. To address these challenges, the Latvian government has implemented policies aimed at improving the business environment, enhancing labor market flexibility, and investing in education and innovation. Additionally, efforts to attract foreign investment and boost the IT sector are pivotal in driving economic growth. Number 12. Croatia. Economic overview. Croatia, located in Southeast Europe, joined the EU in 2013. Despite its strategic position and natural beauty, which bolster tourism, Croatia struggles with economic issues that hinder its development. Key economic challenges. High unemployment. Croatia has faced persistently high unemployment rates, particularly among the youth. Public debt. The country has a high level of public debt, limiting its fiscal space for growth-stimulating investments. Corruption. Corruption remains a significant barrier to economic progress, affecting business confidence and investment. Government initiatives. Croatia's government is focused on structural reforms to improve the business climate, reduce public debt, and tackle corruption. Investments in infrastructure and efforts to diversify the economy beyond tourism are also part of the strategy to achieve sustainable growth. Number 13. Slovak Republic, Slovakia. Economic overview. Slovakia, a Central European country, has experienced significant economic growth since joining the EU in 2004. However, disparities in wealth distribution and regional development continue to challenge the nation. Key economic challenges. Regional disparities. There is a stark contrast between the prosperous western regions and the poorer eastern parts of the country. Education and skills gap. The education system does not always meet the needs of the labor market, leading to skills mismatches. Dependence on automobiles. The economy is highly dependent on the automotive industry, making it susceptible to sector-specific downturns. Government initiatives. The Slovak government is focusing on improving education and training to bridge the skills gap and reduce regional disparities. Efforts to diversify the economy and enhance innovation are also underway, aiming to build a more resilient economic structure. Number 14. Romania. Economic overview. Romania, one of the largest countries in Southeast Europe, has made notable progress since the fall of communism. However, it still faces significant economic challenges that impede its development. Key economic challenges. Infrastructure deficit. Poor infrastructure, particularly in transport and healthcare, hinders economic growth and quality of life. Corruption and bureaucracy. These issues continue to affect business operations and investment climate negatively. Rural-urban divide. There is a significant economic disparity between urban centers and rural areas. Government initiatives. Romania's government is working on improving infrastructure, tackling corruption, and streamlining bureaucracy to attract foreign investment. Additionally, efforts to boost the IT sector and improve rural development are crucial components of the country's economic strategy. Number 15. Portugal. Economic overview. Portugal, located on the Iberian Peninsula, has a mixed economy and high living standards compared to many countries globally. However, within the European context, it is one of the poorer nations facing numerous economic challenges. Key economic challenges. Public debt. Portugal has a high level of public debt, which constrains its economic policy flexibility. Low productivity. The country struggles with low productivity levels, impacting competitiveness. Aging population. An aging population poses challenges for the labor market and social welfare systems. Government initiatives. The Portuguese government is focusing on fiscal consolidation to manage public debt, enhancing productivity through innovation and education, and implementing policies to support demographic renewal. Investments in renewable energy and technology sectors are also part of the broader strategy to foster sustainable growth. Number 16. Poland. Economic overview. Poland has undergone significant economic transformation since the fall of communism in 1989. As one of the largest countries in Eastern Europe, Poland has a diverse economy that includes agriculture, manufacturing, and services. Despite these advancements, Poland still faces economic challenges. Factors contributing to economic challenges. Income inequality. Despite overall economic growth, income inequality remains a significant issue. The wealth gap between urban and rural areas is particularly pronounced. Unemployment. Although unemployment rates have decreased, certain regions, especially in the east and south, still suffer from high unemployment. Brain drain. A significant number of young, educated Poles have emigrated to Western Europe in search of better opportunities, leading to a shortage of skilled labor. Government initiatives. The Polish government has implemented various policies to address these issues, including investing in infrastructure, improving education, and encouraging foreign investment. EU funds have also played a crucial role in supporting Poland's economic development. Number 17. Hungary. Economic overview. Hungary's economy is characterized by a mix of agriculture, industry, and services. Since joining the European Union in 2004, Hungary has seen considerable economic growth. However, it still struggles with economic disparities and structural issues. Factors contributing to economic challenges. Corruption. Corruption remains a pervasive issue in Hungary, affecting both the public and private sectors. Public debt. Hungary's public debt remains high, limiting the government's ability to invest in key areas like education and healthcare. Economic dependence. Hungary's economy is heavily dependent on foreign investment and the automotive industry, making it vulnerable to external economic shocks. Government initiatives. The Hungarian government has taken steps to reduce public debt and combat corruption. Additionally, efforts to diversify the economy and invest in renewable energy sources are underway. Number 18. Lithuania. Economic overview. Lithuania, one of the Baltic states, has a small but rapidly growing economy. Since gaining independence from the Soviet Union in 1990, Lithuania has made significant strides in economic development. However, it remains one of the poorer countries in Europe. Factors contributing to economic challenges. Emigration. High emigration rates, particularly among young people, have led to a shrinking labor force and demographic challenges. Regional disparities. Economic development is uneven, with rural areas lagging behind urban centers like Vilnius. Aging population. An aging population poses a significant challenge to Lithuania's social security and healthcare systems. Government initiatives. The Lithuanian government has focused on attracting foreign investment, improving the business environment, and investing in education and technology. Efforts to address demographic challenges include policies aimed at encouraging expatriates to return. Number 19. Spain. Economic overview. Spain is one of the larger economies in Europe, but has faced significant economic challenges, particularly in the aftermath of the 2008 financial crisis. The country's economy is diverse, with strong tourism, manufacturing, and agricultural sectors. Factors contributing to economic challenges. High unemployment. Spain has one of the highest unemployment rates in Europe, particularly among young people. Public debt. The financial crisis left Spain with a high level of public debt, which continues to constrain economic growth. Economic disparities. There are significant economic disparities between different regions of Spain, with areas like Catalonia and the Basque Country being more prosperous than others. Government initiatives. The Spanish government has implemented labor market reforms, invested in infrastructure, and promoted innovation and entrepreneurship to stimulate economic growth. Additionally, efforts to reduce public debt and address regional disparities are ongoing. Number 20. Estonia. Economic overview. Estonia, another Baltic state, has a small but dynamic economy. Since regaining independence from the Soviet Union, Estonia has embraced digital technology and innovation, leading to rapid economic growth. Despite these successes, Estonia faces economic challenges. Factors contributing to economic challenges. Income inequality. Income inequality is a significant issue, with a substantial gap between the wealthy and the poor. Small domestic market. Estonia's small population limits the size of its domestic market, making it reliant on exports. Aging population. Similar to Lithuania, Estonia faces demographic challenges with an aging population. Government initiatives. The Estonian government has focused on digital innovation, improving the business environment, and attracting foreign investment. Policies to address income inequality and demographic challenges are also being implemented. The last word. So guys, this was the best list of 20 poorest countries in Europe. Hope you will like it and appreciate it. People who come to this city are amazed by all of the awesome things there are to do and see. The economic challenges faced by Belarus, Serbia, Montenegro, Bulgaria, and Greece are diverse and deeply rooted in their historical, political, and social contexts. While each country has its unique set of issues, common themes include political instability, corruption, and structural economic problems. Addressing these challenges requires comprehensive and consistent efforts, including political reforms, economic diversification, and improved governance. The path to prosperity for these countries is fraught with difficulties, but with the right policies and international support, they can achieve sustainable economic development. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and press the bell icons for latest upcoming travel videos. Bye-bye, see you.